David here. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to talk about widows, orphans, and runts in your type layout. A widow is when the paragraph breaks and you're left with a single line in the next column. That's a widow. Orphans are when you have a single line of type at the bottom of the paragraph and it's breaking onto the next column. And a runt, this is the correct terminology, runt. A lot of people refer to these as widows, but actually these are runts, and it's when you have a single word on its own which is breaking. Now, all of these things look untidy in your layout, so we're going to be looking at how we can avoid these and how we can use paragraph styles so that we can alleviate this and have a better flow of how our type looks. So the first thing we are going to do is to open up our paragraph style sheets. I have it in one of my drop-down windows here, but if you can't see it there, then you need to go to your type at the top, come down, paragraph styles. So then we will click on the box there and we will want a new paragraph style, which then opens up this box here. The first thing I'm going to do is to actually name our style sheets. So name it something that you can refer to later. So we're going to call this, let's call it Widows and Orphans. Widows and Orphans. Really simple, this procedure. Before we do OK, we can associate what we want to do, and then we come down the list to this which says Keep Options. Click on that, and this is really simple. We just want to check this box here that it says Keep Lines Together. Check on that, and we click OK. So we've made our first paragraph style sheet here. But nothing has actually happened to our text. Well, that's because we haven't associated the paragraph style sheet to any of our text. So I'm just going to highlight that, come over to our style sheets and just click on that, and it immediately associates the style sheet, and you can see now that that line has now moved up. The same with orphans. Just click on the style sheet and we're going to see this line at the bottom will then wrap at the top there. And there we are. And that's the first way of looking at our style sheets in paragraph styles and how we can get rid of widows and orphans. Okay, so for getting rid of runts is a little bit more complicated. So let's work through this. First off, we have to create a character style sheet. So we do this in the same way as we did in our paragraph style sheets, but we make sure we've got our character styles highlighted. Click on the box to the right, select New Character Style. First thing we're going to do is to name it. So let's call this No Breaks. You can name it whatever you like. You don't have to name it this, okay? And by checking the next on the list, basic character formats, we want to just tick this box that says no break and then click OK. So that's the first part of creating this in our style sheets. So once we've done that, what we now need to do is to create a new paragraph style sheet. So let's go back to our paragraph styles and go New Paragraph Styles. Let me just bring that down. So let's name this Runts. Okay. Now we come down on the list on the left where it says GREP style. check that. We want to do a new crepe style. It now brings up this. We want to have no breaks. And in here, we need to apply this code, which is period, or full stop, bracket, 9, bracket, $. Okay, that's what it is there. And click OK. Okay, so now we've associated that. Okay, so now that we've created this new paragraph style sheet for Runts, it's quite simply highlight the text and apply that style sheet there, and there we have it. That's gotten rid of our Runts. So once it's set up, it's very easy to activate, and I hope that's useful. One of the main reasons we actually create style sheets is so that we can tell the type that we always want it in a particular size and a particular typeface, not just for creating Widows and Orphans and Runts. So let's just edit what we've actually done so far. So to edit our style sheets, identify one, right click and edit. So let's just edit that style sheet. Now you can see it's actually based on no paragraph styles. Now what we want to do is to make sure that when we edit the Windows and Orphans for, say, text changes, we want that to be applied to Runts as well. So what we can actually do is base one paragraph style on another. So I'm going to base our Runts paragraph styles with Widows and Orphans. So let's highlight that and click OK. Okay, we haven't changed anything, so nothing has changed in the text here. So I'm now going to go to our paragraph styles for Widows and Orphans. I'm going to right click, edit, and under basic character forms, I'm going to associate a different typeface. So let's just say I'm going to go with DIN, and I'm going to make it 11 point, and you can see it's actually happening on the fly as we speak, and I'm just going to play with the leading as well. Okay, so there we can, so that would happen throughout the whole document where you have the style sheets applied. So we click OK. So now we can see that all the text is changed to DIN, and you can see that this Runts paragraph style sheet is also changed because it's based on Widows and Orphans. One other quick thing I just want to cover while we're here. So I'm going to go back and edit our style sheets. I'm going to come down to hyphenation. Now we can either at this stage turn off the hyphenation entirely, so now all our hyphens are gone, or you can control it so that there's either less characters where it will hyphenate or more. So if I increase or decrease accordingly, you can see that. So depending on what size of typeface you've chosen and what size, it will vary accordingly. So let's just turn this off for now, and we click OK. So that's looking at hyphenations. One other quick thing, if we go back and edit, is that we can also indent. So we can have full indentation where all of the text will line up, or wherever there's a paragraph, a new paragraph, we can adjust it there, or indeed the first line. So wherever there's a new paragraph, we can indent it by that amount. Now we can see what's happened on here is because we've got two actual line breaks, and that's why it's seeing it as two paragraphs. So that would need to be tidied up as well. Okay, so let's just do hit OK, and we can see the indents have gone nicely indented here. Here I would get rid of that text because we don't actually need that text. And we don't actually need an indent and a line space, one or either, but not both. Okay, so I would adjust accordingly there. And just feel free to go in and play around. So if you're not happy with the type, we can change it on the fly, and I can just see that there's a line space that I haven't deleted. Okay, so I can get in there. So it associates it with all of the text where you've got paragraph styles set up. This paragraph down the bottom here has not been associated with any paragraph styles, but that's easily resolved. If we wanted to, we could just say, there we are. Okay, so rather than going through the whole document doing indents and different sizes and lining up, we do it all through paragraph style sheets. So I hope this has been useful for you, and it will ease your workflow, and it will speed up your workflow as well. All right, thanks for listening.